Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ferris Stadium, where we kicked off a brand new season of Thursday Night Lights. You already saw what a crowd we had out here tonight between Brandeis and OConnor. What you haven't seen is the coming out party of a young sophomore who is going to be good for years to come. Let's roll the highlights. It was 0-0 going into the second quarter, and this is J.C. Evans. He goes to Julian Izagari, Brandeis on the board first, and that was just the beginning for this young kid. On 4th and 1, he's 6'4". He looks like Vince Young, running for 23 yards to put the Broncos up 14-0, and he wasn't done. Again, across his body to Clark Ulrich, 3 touchdowns in the first half for Evans, and he didn't let up. He finished with 4 touchdowns. He's our player of the game, and he's just a sophomore. OConnor gets one late, but Brandeis able to win it 33-7. A fantastic game to kick off our season, and we've got an even better one next week when we have number 1 Brennan. They still have a big game to play against Reagan tomorrow night, but they're going to take on Clemens a week from tonight in Shirts. Boy, it's glad to see fans back in the stands and football back on the field. A lot of it around town tonight. Chase Shannon with all the highlights as we send it back to the studio. Chase?
All right, thanks, Don. Yeah, what a great night for high school football. That one, the biggest in town tonight by far, but not the only. Speaking of those Clemens Buffaloes you just mentioned, they're hosting Madison tonight. Great special teams from both squads in the first half. Check out the boot off the high snap from Max Webb. And then the coverage. Deshaun Robinson amongst some other Buffaloes coming in for the big stop. Let's head to the second half. Madison's turn in the third phase. Donovan Erdrich with the block. Sebastian Rodriguez scooping it up. They didn't score on the ensuing possession, but a couple later they did. Madison able to punch one in. Check out the big fella, Isaiah Edwards. A wacky low-scoring game, but the Mavs with a nice road win, 14-5. Another great crowd tonight over at Gus Stadium. It's Clark and Harlan. Cougars were up 7-0 late in the first half, but here come the Hawks. Noah Granberry to Richard De La Garza, bullying his way into the end zone. That ties us at 7. The Cougars wasting no time. First play on their next possession, the trickery. Nick Lee, he's going to fling this one up to Michael Vasquez, who mosses the defender. The flag for defensive pass interference. What a grab to make it 14-7. Now Harlan would have a chance to tie it before the break. And could we already have the interception of the year on the first day of the season? Ethan Rayfield laying out with one arm. Clark with a nice win tonight, 28-14. All right, to the SAISD Sports Complex. Got the Burbank Bulldogs hosting the Pearsall Mavericks. The Mavs have themselves quite the running back. First play from scrimmage. This is Joey Ramirez taken off to his right. This ends up being a foot race for him, sprinting down the sideline, rumbling his way for the 80-plus yard touchdown. 7-0, barely 30 seconds into this game, trying to double up here on a 4th down. Look at the dog defense putting on the pressure. Jeremiah Vallejo with the big tackle for loss. Burbank wins their opener 17-7. The Fredericksburg Battling Billies made a trip down to SA to take on Sam Houston at the Rock Pile. Once they got it going, hard for them to slow it down. John Fritsch right up the middle. He scores the first of many TDs for the Billies tonight. Fun bus ride home. They win at 56-6. Other scores. Veterans Memorial all over Del Rio at Rutledge Stadium. Also down in Corpus. What a night for Southside's Richie Torres. The Nebraska commit throws for 8 touchdowns in their win over Lopez. Shout out to our friend Robbie Chavez for keeping us updated from Corpus on Twitter this evening. We're just getting started with Week 1. The Fever returns tomorrow. We've got some huge Week 1 showdowns, highlights from all of these games like Smithson Valley at Warren, Reagan Brennan, that's number 1 versus number 2. We'll also be live at Alamo Heights at 5, 6, and 6:30 as they host Bernie, Wagner Johnson, another big game. Note all these are 7 o'clock kickoffs. Southwest Central Catholic, Hendrickson out of Pflugerville at Steele, Lanier welcoming King to the Rock Pile, and one of the top teams in Texas, that's DeSoto, paying Rutledge Stadium a visit. I think they got an HBO-type Hard Knocks crew following that DeSoto team.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love to see those scoreboards back. Thank you, Chase. We'll be right back.